Hello, and welcome to my TV show on the YouTube network with a potential audience of over 2 billion people. Coming to you live from the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, where I am peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here in Santa Monica and in Los Angeles County and in California and the whole US of A, or the whole wide world if we could do something about it. But we have to start somewhere. So we might as well start right where we are, and I'm here in Santa Monica, California. My name's Wade Kelley, and I hope you're doing great wherever you are. I'm here in Santa Monica on the 3rd Street Promenade, and I'm speaking out for peace and equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. I got a little reverb happening here. So we're standing up for equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We got to keep working towards a better day because we haven't gotten there yet. Today is the sad anniversary of Birmingham Sunday, the bombing of a Baptist church in Birmingham back in 1965 that killed 4 little girls because somebody wanted to bomb a black church because people were standing up for human rights, because people wanted to have equal rights there in Birmingham, Alabama. 1965, it wasn't that long ago. It's within my lifetime, and a guy named Mr. Farina wrote this song, and Joan Baez sang it a little after he wrote it, and it's a beautiful song commemorating these 4 girls who were killed in this bombing in Birmingham, Alabama. And I'd like us to remember we have to keep working towards a better day for everybody because we haven't gotten there yet. We still have things we need to work on. It is still 10 times more likely for a young black man to go to prison in California than it is a young white man. I think it's about 8 times more likely for a young black man to go to prison in the United States than a young white man. And that's a shame. We need to spend a lot more money to help lift people out of poverty and to spend on education and stability and making sure that everybody feels a part, feels like they can be a part of our democracy, our equal rights. We need to make sure that everybody can feel that they have a place in our society. And so we're not pushing so many people out. And we still haven't gotten there yet. We need to spend more money on low-income area public schools. You know, here in California, we got 1 in every 4 students dropping out of school. And that's a shame. That's a terrible number. We need to spend more money on public education right here in California and all around the country. We need to lift up the low-income area schools, and we need to lift people out of poverty. We We need to show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives. And we need to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, and equal opportunity for all. Come and gather round me, and I'll sing you a song. I'll sing it so softly it'll do no one wrong. On Birmingham Sunday the blood ran like wine, and the choir kept singing of freedom. That cold autumn morning, no eye saw the sun, and Addie Mae Collins, her number was 1. In an old Baptist church there was no need to run, and the choir kept singing of freedom. Clouds, they were dark and the autumn wind blew, and Denise McNair brought the number to 2. The falcon of death was a creature they knew, and the choir kept singing of freedom. The church was so crowded that no one could see that Cynthia Wesley's dark number was 3. Her prayers and her feelings would shame you and me. How you doing? Thank you. Peace. And the choir kept singing of freedom. Young Carole Robertson walked in the door, and the number her killer had given was 4. She asked for a blessing, but asked for no more. And the choir kept singing of freedom. On Birmingham Sunday, a noise shook the ground, and people all over the earth turned around. For no one recalled such a cowardly sound, and the choir kept singing of freedom. The men in the forest, they once asked of me, how many blackberries grow in the blue sea? I asked them right back with a tear in my eye, how many dark ships in the forest? The Sunday has come and the Sunday has gone, and the best I can do is to sing you a song. I'll sing it so softly it'll do no one wrong, and the choir keeps singing of freedom. That's right. That was Birmingham Sunday, took place in 1965, 60 years ago. 4 little girls at a Baptist church, at a black Baptist church, were killed because they were black. There was a person who bombed that church that morning. And we have to keep moving forward because it's still, we haven't reached equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity yet in this country. And we have to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Here in California, the population of African American black Americans is about 6%, but they are about 30% of the unhoused population, the homeless population. And they're much more likely to be victims of crime here in California than other races. So we have to keep working to lift people out of poverty and keep working towards equal rights, because we haven't gotten there yet. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let anybody say we don't have to think about race anymore in this country. Everybody has the same rights. Well, it's not exactly true. If you're a young black child, you're much more likely to have a poor public education than a young white child, and that's sad, especially right here in California. We need to spend more money on public education so we spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. Spend more money on education, spend less money on incarceration. You know, here in California, we spend about $21,000 per public school student. And we spend over $105,000 on each incarcerated person. That's right, we can do better. We need to keep working towards a better day for everybody. We need to work on helping those people that have been living in the shadows for generations and used for their labor and not been given their rights. We need to help them find a pathway to citizenship in this country. If we have about 15 million people that are undocumented, we need to make sure they are brought into our democracy. Because if you have 15 million people that are living in your country and aren't participating in your democracy, you got a bad democracy. You don't have a very vibrant democracy if you're using people for their labor and not giving them their rights. We have to continue to work on that. De la Sierra Moreno, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Es el lunar que tiene cielito lindo junto a la boca. No se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. How you doing tonight, Ethan? Good to see you. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. That's right, it was made for all of us. There are just too many people that have been used for their labor for generations. We can't blame them for all of the crimes when we know that for generations, farm owners and factory owners have been asking the authorities to look the other way while we brought in more workers from over the border, because they needed more workers and they wanted to take advantage of poor workers and take advantage and not spend a lot of money. They wanted to make a nice profit off of people's labors without giving people rights. That's what they wanted to do. And that's why for generations we didn't have the pathway in place for these people to become citizens. That's why we have so many non-citizens, because we let business owners take advantage of poor people and not give them their rights. And we need those business owners to be the ones to help us figure out a pathway to citizenship for all of these people that have been living in this country and used for their labor and not been given their rights. Because we know that there are many in this country who would like to see a working class that doesn't have rights. That's why we have so many people on this H-1B visa program. There's over 700,000 people in this country from different countries that their residency in the United States depends on how well they do their job. If they piss off their employers, they get booted back on that H-1B visa. All those people with technological know-how for these tech companies, they want to use these people for cheap labor and not give them their rights, like so many business owners have been doing with cheap labor for generations in this country. And that's why we have so many undocumented people. We need our business owners and our employers to tell our leaders we need to find a pathway to citizenship for these 15 million people that we've been making hide in the shadows because we haven't been giving them their rights. We need to all be a part of that and tell our leaders, find a pathway to citizenship for these people. Because we know not every one of those 15 million people are violent criminals, so don't try to sell that to us. We need to make sure that everybody can have the same rights in our democracy. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran cielito lindo los corazones. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. That's right, we need to tell our leaders, get out there and use your voices, use your votes. Don't use violence. We don't need to use violence in this country. We have too many other options. You can have sit-ins, you can have work stoppages, strikes, you can have boycotts. There are all sorts of things that can be done to bring about change in this country. Let's look at the civil rights movement. They used boycotts, they used peaceful protest, and never violence, and they made positive change happen in this country. And we need to tell our young people, no violence, only peaceful protest. And we need you to get involved and do more peaceful protest. Get out here on this public promenade and use your voices. Help change the way people think right here in Santa Monica about how they treat homeless people and the poor, and pushing all how they have pushed poor people out of this community. And when you push the poor people out of your community, you're pushing people of color out of your community. And we know that because we haven't reached any kind of equal basis yet here in the United States of America, and certainly not here in California. and right here in Santa Monica. When you push out the poor people, you're going to push out the people of color, and that adds to segregation. That's what it does. So we need to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. This land is your land. Yeah. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. One more time, everybody sing along, here we go. Ay, canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Let's work to make sure this land is made for you and me. Hey! That's right, we got to keep working towards a better day for everybody. We haven't gotten there yet. There's still too many people that don't have equal rights in this country. And we have to realize that. And we have to realize that too many people are being left out of the prosperity of this country. You know, they had a record-breaking Wall Street again. I don't know which one, but there was some more records broken on in the markets. Things keep going up. Rich people keep getting richer and richer, and we're leaving too many people behind. Nobody should be sleeping in the streets in the richest, most powerful country in the world. We shouldn't have poor people sleeping in the streets while rich people are having space races. That's a shame. That's a crime. We need to speak out and make sure that everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. We don't have to ask the rich people's permission. There's a thing called the Constitution in this country, and the 16th Amendment gave the right to the Congress to raise taxes on income tax, pretty much however they need to make sure that the rich people pay their taxes. And it is for defense and the general welfare. Everybody needs to read that 16th, I believe it's the 16th Amendment that gives Congress the ability to raise income tax. And so we need to make sure that they are using that to make sure that the rich people are lifting people out of poverty. Because if we're working towards the general welfare, if that's what the tax is about, defense and the general welfare of this country isn't benefited by poor people sleeping in the streets. The general welfare of our country is not benefited by poor kids having terrible educations, while the gap between rich and poor widens and widens. That's not the way this country, the general welfare, is going to benefit. You know, the beginning of our Constitution says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." Some people thought it was perfect right back then. even though it only benefited rich white guys who owned property. Some people said, I don't know, it's perfect like it is. Other people said, let's work towards a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. That's how it starts off, the beginning of our Constitution. Everybody should take a look at that. Because it's not just about benefiting rich people. Rich people are doing fine. They've been doing fine since the beginning of this country. Rich people don't need a government to help them, pretty much. They can have their own private security forces. They can have their own islands. They can have their own space programs. They can have their own currencies. It's the poor people who need a government to make sure that the rich people aren't just going to abuse them over and over. That's why our government, at its best, has stood up to bullies and said, no, you can't take advantage of every human being in this country. Our government, at its best, stood up and said, listen, bullies, you don't have a right to own people. And they abolished slavery. Then later on, around 1900, they said, no, bullies, you can't make kids labor their life away. They need to be able to have a childhood. And they said, they don't need to be working in factories 16 hours a day. And they made child labor laws. That's our government at its best. And then later on in 1920, we made sure that women had the right to vote and could own property and have things. That's right, we stood up against bullies, and that's our government at its best. Then later on in the 1960s, we made sure that we passed civil rights laws so different states couldn't treat people differently because of their race or their religion, their ethnicity, their beliefs, their gender, whether they were rich or poor. We all have the same rights in this country. And then later on in 1990, we passed a thing called Americans with Disabilities Act that said it doesn't matter if you have mental disabilities or physical disabilities, you have the same rights as any other American. We all have the same rights in this country. And we need to stand up for those rights. We need to stand up for the rights of those who don't have a big voice in our democracy. And we need to stand up for the rights of those that we disagree with. We need to stand up for the rights of those who would say things that we don't like. Because here in the United States, that is the best thing. The First Amendment of our Constitution is the best thing of all. It tells us we have the privilege, we have the right, we have the duty to speak against authority or to speak out however we see fit. And if our president wants to vilify people for burning the flag, he can vilify people, but it's not a crime. The Supreme Court, he should check with the Supreme Court. He should check with some of the laws before he speaks about some of these things. Because flag burning is not a crime in the United States of America. It is part of your First Amendment right. And sure, you're going to piss a lot of people off doing it. And sure, you better make sure that you own that flag and that you're not starting a fire somewhere that, I mean, there are other laws besides the act itself of burning a flag. But the act of burning a flag is covered under the First Amendment of our Constitution. So whenever you hear our president say, it's these people burning flags and going against God and all of this crap, you need to say, well, that's covered under the First Amendment of our Constitution. Why don't you take a look at the First Amendment there, Mr. President, and find out. And we need to stand up for everybody's right to speak their mind and talk about their religion in this country and speak against our beliefs. That's especially, we need to stand up for the rights of somebody who disagrees with us. We need to say, I think everything you say is crap, but I want you to be able to say it here in the United States of America. And I want to make sure that nobody will commit violence against somebody who's speaking their mind in the United States of America. We need to tell our young people, stay away from violence. Don't promote violence. Don't cheer on assassins. I don't care if they're on the left or the right. It doesn't matter. If you're committing violence or you're cheering on violence, you're the enemy. If you are cheering on violence, whether it's on the right or the left, you're the enemy. If you're cheering assassins, you're the enemy. We believe in First Amendment rights in this country, the right to express yourself no matter your beliefs. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And that's what I'm doing here tonight, and that's what I wish you would all do wherever you are. Get out in a public forum. This public promenade is a great public forum for sharing your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, whatever beliefs you want to share. Get out here on this peaceful public promenade in Santa Monica, this 3rd Street promenade, where they have a picture over there. They have a picture of, somebody has a big, it's backwards, but somebody has a big mural up, a big sign on their storefront with Stephen Miller. That's right. John Alley, one of the business owners here in Santa Monica, one of the business owners who wants to blame everything on the poor people and the homeless people. John Alley puts on his storefront there, he puts the patron saint of Santa Monica. He puts Stephen Miller as a patron saint. That's what he believes. And I disagree with him totally. I think Stephen Miller is a bigot, and I think there's a lot of things that he says that are just terrible. But I respect John Alley's right to put up a sign like that, even if I disagree with it. And we need to stand, thank you, peace, I'll be sharing that with the homeless. We need to stand for everybody's right to speak their mind in this country. Peacefully protest. Get involved. Get out there, get involved. You young people that say, oh, we can only change things through violence, I say to you, no, you're wrong. We need to take a look at the civil rights movement. We need to take a look at John Lewis and Martin Luther King Jr. and all the people during the civil rights. They practiced peaceful protest. They practiced being spat upon and shoved and called names. And they peacefully protested, and John Lewis was jailed, and Martin Luther King was jailed, and John Lewis was beaten, and of course Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And they brought positive change to this country because they stood up and they peacefully protested. And that's what we need more people to do. Peacefully protest. Get out there, start a boycott. start sit-ins, start strikes, all sorts of things peacefully that you can do. So we don't need to have any violence against people that disagree with us. We need to peacefully protest and make positive change. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about a little bit of love and peace at least. Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about hope. It's about joy. It's about bring some home to your little girls and boys. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. It's about joy. It's about hope. It's about enough hope to keep them off the dope. Cause while the hope and the joy are gone, you know it must be moving on. It's about joy. It's about hope. It's about you. It's about me. It's about you and me working towards equality. It's about me. It's about you. It's about saying Black Lives Matter too. Cause when you and me are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about you. It's about me. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz y amor. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yay. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about love. It's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love. It's about peace. It's about a little bit of love and peace at least. Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace. It's about love. Love. Love, hey, it's all about love. Hey! That's right, it's all about peace and love and working towards a better day for everybody. Because we haven't gotten there yet. We need to keep working at it. There's no reason for poor people to be sleeping in the streets while rich people are having space races. There's no reason for poor kids of color to be having a terrible education. We can make sure that we spend more money on those low-income area schools until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then we will know we have done enough. But we haven't gotten there yet. And there's no reason for all the people living on the West Coast next to our beaches. We have 800 miles of public beach here in California, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? That's wrong. We need to keep working to integrate our society. We haven't gotten there yet. When you push all the poor people out of your community, you're pushing out people of color. And that's segregation. And we need to keep working to make sure that we are integrating our society. There's no reason to push all the poor people out into one section and then underfund the services and underfund programs for human beings to survive when you know you're pushing all the poor people out into one area. That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? When you push all the people into one area, all the poor people into one area, you're setting up a failure. You need to be funding those low-income area schools until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then you will know we have done enough. But that ain't happening. Nobody's saying, I want to get my kid into that low-income area school because that's the best schools in town. No. We can keep doing better. Right here in California, we need to show that progressive government can work. A lot of people say, nothing positive is going to change while Trump is in the presidency. Well, it might not change for the whole United States of America, but we could certainly make things change right here in California. We have all Democrats running everything. We have a worthless governor. We have a worthless governor who has made the homeless problem worse. We gave him $24 billion to build affordable housing and help house the homeless and end this housing crisis. Our housing crisis is still getting worse every day here in California. We need to spend more money on affordable housing and less money on tearing down encampments and pushing people down the road. We need to show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives, can help lift people out of poverty, and make things better for human beings. That's what we're working towards here in the United States of America. A more perfect union, domestic tranquility, the general welfare. These things are great ideas that we have to keep working towards because we haven't gotten there yet. And as long as California, as we have the largest homeless population in the whole country, you know that we haven't done enough to help fix the problem. So let's keep working towards a better day for everybody. See the people living in the street, ain't got no money, ain't much to eat. They're not too proud to take your crust of bread, just looking for some place to lay their weary heads. What's the problem that brought them here? The story's long and it isn't very clear. So many roads lead to the street, just looking for some place to lay their tired feet. I ain't saying they ain't done wrong. I ain't saying didn't help to bring it on. I'm just saying there must be somewhere they belong, and they're looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. All these homeless people living in a ditch with all these empty buildings and tax cuts for the rich. I ain't saying you have to give, but everybody has got a right to live, and they're just looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting homeless people move into your neighborhood, Santa Monica? Looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Sweep them out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting homeless people move into your neighborhood, Santa Monica? Look for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Don't need your swimming pool, don't need your king-size bed, just looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. That's right, we can do better. Don't let anybody tell you different. I mean, I was watching the Grapes of Wrath the other night, and they had government camps for people to go and park and be able to stay in some of these wooden structures they had and they had restrooms. This was in the 1930s. They were able to have a lot of those things here in California. We need more spaces for these people to go to right now while we're looking to build affordable housing. Hopefully somebody's going to build some affordable housing at some point. Right now,
you're building a smile, and that's where it starts, yeah?
What? Thank you very much.
I gotta go to the ATM, and if you're still here, I'll come back and see for a spell, yeah?
Well, that's wonderful. I'm going to be here for another hour or so.
Right. Hey,
peace and love.
I've never played a guitar ever in my life, just so you know.
All right.
Never. I know nothing about that.
Well, I hope you enjoy some of it.
Let me computer.
Okay, you have a good one.
Hey, boss, I gotta go to the ATM, and I'll figure it out.
All right, there's an ATM over right around the next.
Fargo, Arizona, and Florida.
Yeah, you got that. Peace. Anyway, but we got to keep working towards a better day for these people. Right now, here in Santa Monica, we're not doing a very good job. We're building plenty. This land is your land. That's right. We're building plenty of rich people housing here in Santa Monica, but we're not building much affordable housing. As a matter of fact, there's a space over there on 4th Street that I often talk about that was a parking structure. There used to be a parking structure number 3 over there on 4th Street, and they tore that down years ago. They've been talking about building affordable housing there since 2018. Here it is, 2025. They still haven't started building any affordable housing there. What they do have there is pickleball. Every time I walk by there and I hear that plunk, 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 I know that they've got more pickleball playing, and they still haven't started building any affordable housing. Of all the things you can do with the space before you build affordable housing for the poor is to have pickleball courts. They could have tents over there and people helping people find services they need. There's all sorts of things they could be doing with that property instead of pickleball. Pickleball for the poor, because homeless people don't need a front door, they need pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Pickleball for the poor. Poor people don't need nothing more than pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Oh, we're not going to let them play. We'll just let them watch from far away and dream about that great day when they can earn enough to pay to play pickleball. It really is a shame, but it's a beautiful game. Oh, pickleball for the poor, because homeless people don't need a front door, they need pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Pickleball for the poor. Let me say it once more. That's pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Oh, we're not going to let them play. We'll just let them watch from far away, and they can dream about the day when they can earn enough to pay to play pickleball. One more time, everybody sing along. It's the song that Santa Monica wants to sing. Pickleball for the poor. Because homeless people don't need a front door, they need pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Pickleball for the poor. Poor people don't need much more than pickleball. Pickleball for the poor. Oh, we're not going to let them play, but they can watch from far away and dream about that lovely day when they will have enough to pay to play pickleball. Oh, we won't let them play, but they can watch from far away and dream about that day when they can pay to play pickleball. Hey, Coco, you got a place to stay tonight? You got a place to live? Is somebody going to clean you up and charge you up and make sure that you have everything you need while you're taking away jobs from the poor people? Are they going to make sure that you're doing just fine? Because there are homeless people sleeping in the streets. Tell your owners. That's right. They got little boxes that go around, little boxes with wheels all around Los Angeles. Little boxes with wheels delivering things for people because they don't want poor people, dirty people to come to their door anymore. So they have these little boxes with wheels go around and deliver things, and they get charged up at night. They get taken care of and made sure all their circuits are just fine, and they get cleaned up and shined up, and we have homeless people human beings sleeping in the streets. That's right. We have human beings sleeping in the streets while we got little robots being taken care of every day. We've got autonomous cars being taken care of. We've got servers of every which type of computer, artificial intelligence all over this country being kept in warehouses at nice temperatures that are conducive to them doing the best thinking they can do, and all of their circuits cleaned every day and dusted off and made sure everything is working just fine. And we have human beings sleeping in the streets. What's wrong with this picture, United States of America? What's wrong with this picture, California? We need to raise taxes on the rich, 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 raise taxes on the rich. Oh, that's a simple song, but it's a good one, and one that we need to teach our leaders, our public servants. We need to tell them, hey, listen, just keep raising the taxes on the rich people until the poor people can have a decent place to live. That's right. Just keep raising taxes on the rich people until the poor people can have good public educations. That's right. Just keep raising taxes on the rich until poor people can have good quality health care in this country. Just keep raising taxes on the rich until people can have a job that pays a living wage. Everybody should have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. That ain't too much to ask in this richest, most powerful country in the world. No reason for rich people to be having space races. That's right. Rich people having space races while poor people are sleeping in the streets. And our government isn't doing near enough about it. We could end this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis tomorrow. That's right. We could make sure that everybody had a decent place to live tomorrow. It's just a matter of greed. And California, we need to show the way. We need to lead the way instead of a governor trying to be more like our president and trying to be tough on crime. He just appointed another task force last week to tear down more encampments, for the homeless. That's right. Without having enough places for homeless people to go and to live, he wants to make it harder for them to survive. And that's what so many people are doing throughout California and, of course, in other places in the country. Hey, I don't expect much from the Republicans. I don't expect Trump to care about homeless people in Washington, D.C. I'm sure he'll just push them down the road, send them to prison. He doesn't care. We need to be the ones who care about human beings right here in California. We're supposed to be a progressive government. We're supposed to believe in human rights. That's why we need to be different. That's why we need to stand up for human rights. Because we have way too many people doing without. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Ah, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Ah, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Ah, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Ah, mama, rich or poor, we're all going to say good. We're all going to die one day. You know it's going to happen. Oh, I'd rather be poor than be filthy or rich. I'd rather live in a box in the bottom of a ditch than be some stealing Sheila's home bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather walk around without a stitch than be some democracy overthrowing son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. Ah, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Ah, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. Ah, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Ah, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna say goodbye someday. Hopefully not tonight. Let's put it off a little while if we can help it. Now, I don't want you to think that I think all billionaires are evil. Bloodsuckers. Some of them are just sick. They're like hoarders or alcoholics or drug addicts. They get a little bit of money and they just got to get more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more and more and more. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at one of those billionaires, Elon Musk. Musky. Yeah, let's take a look at Elon Musk. They say he's on his way to becoming our first trillionaire. That's the last thing we need in this country is a trillionaire. What we need to do is raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies and make sure that everybody in America can have a decent place to live. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies. And make sure that everybody in America can have a job that pays a living wage. That's right. You know, so many people, they say, well, if you raise the wages then nobody's going to be able to buy anything. Well, you can either raise the wages or lower the rents. One way or another, it's got to change, because if poor people can't survive, then you're making it harder and harder on poor people, and we're supposed to be making it easier for human beings to live. So what we need to do is raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies, and make sure that everybody can have good quality health care. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies, and make sure that everybody can have good public education. That's right. So we just raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies. But we will leave Elon with 999 million and see if he can get by. Well, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around in the bare than see homeless people everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around with greasy hair than sell guns and weapons everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Woo-hoo! And I'm gonna keep on working at it. That's right. How's everything? I guess he's all right. He's just he's moving. He was praying. He's doing fine, huh? Everybody's fine. Good to see you. Peace.
Have you ever been in any advertisements?
What?
Have you ever been in any advertisements?
For?
Anything recently?
No.
No. You was in Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Well, I was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, but that wasn't an advertisement.
I know it's not an ad. I was just I gotta check out that episode.
Yeah, you can check it out. It was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Good to see you. How's everything going, Marcus?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
Oh, I will. I'm following up on that thing that I was telling you about, and I'll tell you about it some more down the road.
Okay.
I sure wish you would get on that committee there, Marcus.
How are you enjoying the committee?
Well, I tell you, I'm talking about the Measure GS Resident Oversight Committee. We had our last meeting on September 9th. We only had 4 people show up, so we couldn't do any official business.
Sounds like it's a waste of time almost.
Almost like we need to get some more members in there so we can actually get some things done. And do you know this? They have a program to help people that are being evicted here in Santa Monica with legal expenses, and to help them not be evicted or get through somehow without either being able to stay in their place. Most of them were able to stay in their place, and some moved somewhere else without an eviction on their record.
Yeah.
And this program was available to people up to 120% income here in Santa Monica. So that means people who are households that are making $130,000 can use this program. And I thought,
I've never heard of that.
that's kind of high, isn't it? I would think they would use some of these programs more for the lower income people to be able to stay in the housing. I mean, there seems like there would be programs for people making that much money to find other ways to borrow the money or other programs for them. As somebody who makes $130,000 per household, you would think that even if a person,
I don't know, if you make $130,000, you have options. So
it sounds like they have options. So when I said what? And the chairman said, well, you don't want them to lose their house, do you? I'm like, no, but I think we need to look at that a little more.
I agree.
All right. You have a good night, Marcus. Peace. I sure hope you get on that committee. That'd be great. We'll keep working towards a better day. We haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying to get involved. I'm on this committee, this Measure GS Resident Oversight Committee here in Santa Monica. I think we're supposed to be proposing ways for the city council to use money to help end this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. But so far, they got a lot of money sitting in an account. They got tens of millions of dollars, I think over $22 million sitting in an account here in Santa Monica that they're supposed to use for the homeless and for those who are trying to stay in housing. And that's a lot of money just to be making a profit off of making interest or whatever program they have those accounts in. It's not being used to house the homeless at this point, so that's pretty sad. So we all have to keep moving our city forward and telling them, get out there and build affordable housing now. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem, Santa Monica. Don't keep pushing poor people out of your city and making it harder for homeless people to survive here while you're raising rents. And the rents are still going up in Santa Monica, last I heard. Santa Monica was on a list as the second most unaffordable city in the whole country. One of these online lists of unaffordable cities. The second most in the whole country. They didn't just come up with that figure out of thin air. I mean, we need to do better, Santa Monica. We need to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And Santa Monica just declared fiscal distress, financial distress. They didn't declare a financial emergency, so they don't have to lay off people yet, things like that, but they did declare a fiscal financial distress so that they can get grants from the federal government. I'm telling you, if Santa Monica is a poor city, well, then rain falls up and I don't understand it. We need to be part of the solution, Santa Monica. Raise taxes on every building that is not being used for housing. Raise taxes on every building that is not being used for housing until we get out of this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. That's what we need to do right here in California. Raise taxes on every place that is used for making a profit, for speculation, for tourism, until we end this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's, just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Oh no, not just for some, but for everyone. We don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. What the world needs now is love. That's right, peace and love. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song about peace and love. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song about love. Let's sing about peace and love. Let's dance, let's dance. Let's dance to a song about peace and love. Let's dance, let's dance. Let's dance to a song about love. Let's dance to peace and love. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Let's walk, let's talk, let's walk and talk about peace and love. Let's walk, let's talk, let's walk and talk about love. Let's walk, talk, peace and love. Let's dance, let's dance. Let's dance to a song about peace and love. Let's dance, let's dance. Let's dance to a song about love. Let's dance to peace and love. Do-do-do-do-do. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song about peace and love. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song about love. Let's sing about peace and love. Woo! That's right. We got to keep singing about peace and love, even while we're working towards a better day for everybody. We need to stand up for peace. We need to stand up against hatred and violence and those who would cheer on assassins. We need to stand up against that. It doesn't matter what side you're on, whether you're promoting violence for the left or the right, you're both evil. You're both wrong. We need to have people who believe in democracy, who believe in open debate, who believe in standing up and peacefully protesting and working on things through peaceful means, whether it be strikes or sit-downs or boycotts or peaceful protest and voting and using your voice. You have a good night, Ethan. Good to see you. You taking off? All right. Well, I'm glad you're doing well. Anything you want to say before you take off? You got something next time? All right, save it for next time. Good to see you, Ethan. Have a great night. We need to keep working towards a better day for everybody, but we need to keep doing it peacefully. We don't need another civil war in this country. We still haven't gotten over the last one. You know? We got people still fighting the civil war in this country. People still saying, that civil war wasn't about slavery, it was about states' rights, and they should have let the states have the rights. No! It was about slavery and abolishing slavery in this country. And we're still trying to abolish slavery in some form. We're still trying to make sure that the rich people don't just abuse poor people and not give them any rights, like those that have been used for their labor for generations and haven't been given their rights, a pathway to citizenship, and now are being threatened with deportation every day. I mean, there are some criminals, violent criminals out there, and they shouldn't be on the street no matter what their race or religion is. But we need to stand up for the rights of those that have been used for their labor and not been given their rights. Because too many people have been profiting off of these poor people for generations, and now they just say, well, we don't need that many people in the country because, you know, they shouldn't be here. Well, and at the same time, they're trying to push those people out. They're trying to bring more people in to work in the tech industries and come in on H-1B visas and have their stay here depending on their work for a corporation. Now, what kind of sense does that make? You're trying to push out all these poor people that have been used for their labor for generations and trying to bring more and more in from other countries to work in the tech industry and not give them citizenship, but have their residency determined by their work for the company. We are not run by corporations, to say something different than the guy in Network. We are not a conglomerate here in the United States of America. We are a government of the people, for the people, and by the people, and that's what we need to keep working on. We don't need to hand over the controls to the corporations. They have too much power already. There's no reason that they should have ever been given more power to use money for in Citizens United as free speech. But since they are using Citizens United to say that money is speech, I want to make it clear that anybody who donates here, that I will be giving this money to the homeless people in Santa Monica and around, and I see that as part of your free speech and part of my free speech to hand out this money to the homeless population. I'm not, if corporations can benefit using their money for political purposes, we can certainly use the money to hand out to homeless people here in Santa Monica under Citizens United. I hope I get to take that to court someday. The last time I mentioned that in court, I really didn't get a full hearing on that. But I am peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here on 3rd Street Promenade. And so far, lately, I haven't had any threats of citation or shutting me down or anything like that. So I'll keep speaking out because that's what we all need to be doing now, is speaking out, standing up, using your First Amendment rights, and telling the government how you think they should be doing things. And how I hope that you're standing up for the rights of everybody, even if you disagree with them. And how you want the government to do a better job right here in Santa Monica of housing the homeless and standing up for equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. And I hope you're getting out to the beach. I hope you're getting out to our public beaches. I know it's a slow time now, but it was the water was wonderful today. It was around 71 degrees. That's what they said. It was very peaceful. I had a wonderful swim. I hope you can get out. We need to make our public beaches more accessible to everybody. These coastal communities have done a very good job of making a profit off of our public beaches. We need to make them much more accessible to all of our citizens, all of our human beings that reside here in the United States of America. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey, ain't got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got the wind in my hair. I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no seasons, don't have no reason to need no freezing rain. I got the surf and the sand, my rock and roll one-man band. Don't ride no gravy train. I got the wind in my hair. I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no hurries, ain't got no worries, ain't got no blurry eyes. I got the sun in my face, I got some wide open space. Don't need no alibis. I got the wind in my hair, I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama gonna rock and roll. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey, ain't got no runny nose. I got some shoes on my feet so I can run down the street. Don't need no funny clothes. I got the wind in my hair. I got a life without care. I got Juliet and Mama go, Juliet and Mama go, Juliet and Mama go. Rock and roll, yeah, yeah. I do harm to that song, I will not do it. Whenever I see your smiling face, it makes me smile myself because I love you. And when you give me that pretty little power, it turns me inside out. Something about you, baby, I don't know. Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel? Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel this way? Tell me how much longer till it grows stronger every day. Let's try this again. Whenever I see your smiling face, it makes me smile myself because I love you. When you give me that pretty little power that turns me inside out. Something about you, baby, I don't know. Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel this way? Tell me how much longer till it grows stronger every day. How much longer? Thought I was in love a couple of times before with the girl next door. That was long before I met you. Now I feel like I can't forget you. Thank my lucky stars, you are who you are. Not just another lovely lady out to break my heart. Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel this way? Tell me how much longer till it grows stronger every day. How much longer? I got the feeling that I can go wrong today. Whenever I see your smiling face, I got the feeling that I can go wrong today. Whenever I see you smile my way, I got the feeling that I can go wrong today. Whenever I see your smiling face, I got the feeling that I can't go wrong today. Whenever I see you smile my way. Thank you. Peace. That's right. We got to keep working towards a better day for everybody. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all, and peace and love. We got to keep standing up for the rights of everybody to speak their mind, especially if we disagree with them. Keep putting the peace and love out there. I know we weren't made to fly, but we can try. Yes, we can try. I know we weren't made to fly, but if we try, someday we'll fly high above the clouds, and we will sing out loud with joy. Oh, 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 yeah. I know we weren't made to love, but we can try. Yes, we can try. I know we weren't made to love, but if we try, someday we'll love. We'll lift each other up and share each other's pain and joy. Oh, 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 weren't made to love, but if we try, someday we'll love. Someday we'll fly high above the clouds, and we will sing out loud with joy. Oh, 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 yeah. Hey, hey. No, we weren't made for peace, but we can try. Yes, we can try. Hi. No, we weren't made for peace, but if we try, someday we'll have peace. We'll bring an end to war and give our children more joy. Oh, oh, oh. For peace, but if we try, someday we'll have peace. Hi. No, we were made. We were made to fly. At last, my life has come along. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover the night that I found you. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I'd never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast. I did the job. I cleaned it out the promenade just like I'm supposed to. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover. The night that I found you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I could call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine, and she may be the face I can't forget, trace of pleasure and regret, maybe my treasure and the price I have to pay. She may be the song that summer sings, maybe the chill that autumn brings, maybe 100 different things within the measure of a day. She may be the beauty and the beast, maybe the famine or the feast, may turn each day into a heaven or a hell. She may be the mirror of my dreams, a smile reflected in a stream. She may not be what she may seem inside her shell. She who always looks so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when she cries. She may be the love you cannot hope to last, may come to me from shadows in the past that I'll remember till the day I die. She may be the reason I survived, the why or wherefore I'm alive, the one I'll care for through the rough and ready years. She may be always looks so happy in a crowd. She who always looks so happy in a crowd, whose eyes can be so private and so proud, no one's allowed to see them when she cries. I think I'll come back to that one another night. Obviously, it didn't like me tonight. Sometimes the song just doesn't like me, and I'm sorry. I'll be happy to revisit. She's alive, I'm lonesome blue. She left me. See, that's what happened. She's alive, I'm lonesome blue. I went down to the river to watch the fish swim by, and I jumped in that river so lonesome I could cry, oh Lord. And I jumped in the river, that doggone river was dry. She's long, long gone, I'm lonesome blue. She couldn't be true. She made me for my money, then she made me blue. Oh, man needs a woman. He can lean on, and I'm a leaning post. She died, left, and gone. She's long, gone, I'm lonesome blue. Gonna find me a river just as cold as ice. And when I find me that river, I'm gonna pay the price, oh Lord. I'm going down in it 3 times and only coming up twice. She's long, gone, I'm lonesome blue. On Sunday, she was checking me out. Round about Monday, she was nowhere about. Here it is Tuesday, I ain't had no news, oh Lord. She got the long gone, forgotten blues. And she's long, gone, I'm lonesome blue. How do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last? How do you keep the song from fading too fast? How do you lose yourself to someone and never lose your way? How do you not run out of new things to say? And since you know we're always changing, how can it stay the same? And tell me how year after year you're sure your heart won't fall apart each time you hear her name. I know the way I feel for you is now or never. The more I love, the more that I'm afraid that in your eyes I may not see forever, forever. If we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. If we can try with every day to make it better as it goes. With any luck, then I suppose the music never ends. I know the way I feel for you is now or never. The more I love, the more that I'm afraid. and then your eyes may not see forever, forever. If we can be the best of lovers, yet be the best of friends. If we can try with every day to make it better as it grows, with any luck then I suppose the music never ever ends. Okay, there's some dubious stuff in there somewheres. We'll just keep working towards a better day for everybody, keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. Keep standing up for First Amendment rights for everybody, even if we totally disagree with everything they say. Let's stand up and peacefully protest and work towards a better day for everybody. Tell your leaders, your public servants, raise taxes on the rich, and let's make sure that everybody can have a decent place to live, food to eat, health care, good public education. Stand up for everybody's rights to believe as they want to believe and to chart their own destiny. That's the beautiful thing about this country we need to keep working towards, making sure that everybody, rich or poor, can figure out where they want to go, and we can help them move in a direction, and hopefully we can all help each other stay together and keep moving forward. It'd be nice if every child took part in community service as part of their public education. Get to know each other and get to know people of different races, different ethnicities, different beliefs, different genders. And we keep learning and growing from each other while we respect where each other are coming from. Make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better. Never make it perfect, but make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better as we go. As we remember the 60th anniversary of Birmingham Sunday, where 4 little girls were killed in a church, bombed in a church because they were black. We need to keep moving forward, keep moving towards a better day for everybody. Keep standing up for the rights of everybody to exist. And keep lifting people. Keep showing that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives, and that we can work towards a more perfect union, that we can establish justice. Keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We'll make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better. Never make it perfect, but make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better as we go. Someone's always crying, there'll always be pain. Some need the sunshine and some need rain. The world keeps spinning, we can't slow it down, but we can help each other while it's turning around. And make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better. Never make it perfect, but make it a One more time, everybody sing along. Here we go. We'll make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better. Never make it perfect, but make it a little bit better as we go. Make it a little bit better as we go. Peace and love.